Okay, this is my second video on the PC stuff, so there probably will be some mistakes in this if you just want to be aware of that. Okay, now the reason why I'm changing the thermal paste on my video card is because quite some time ago I had an old video card that seemed to be getting quite hot. So I thought, well, it's done its sell by date, it's quite old. And I thought, well, maybe I should change the thermal paste and see what that does. So I changed the thermal paste and it was almost like the card was brand new again and was working beautifully. And I got quite a lot longer life out of it because of that. So that's why I maintain changing the thermal paste on video cards. Okay, so this is a 650 Ti, and what you do is you take it out of your PC, and the first thing you do, that's what this brush is for me, is you clean up all the dust off the fan blades and the vents. You know, make sure all the dust is gone. Blow it out with your lungs, that should do nicely, but make sure all the dust is gone first before you start onto this procedure that we're going to do next, because you don't want dust in the thermal paste. So make sure it's a nice and clean area. So you'd want to do that first. Okay, now to take the two pieces apart so that you can get at the die, you use a chisel to get them apart. Then you clean both surfaces with some wire wool, and no, you don't do that. Who does that? That's wrong, you know that. Okay, so that's just a little bit of a joke there, but okay, moving along, let's see what stuff you need. Okay, so Phillips screwdriver or star screwdriver you need. I've got one there that usually works on most GPUs, but these ones on the back of this are quite small, so that's why I had to use this. This is the one that fits it there, so that's what I'm using. And there's usually 4 or 6 screws on the back of it. On this one there's only 4. There's one there, one there, one there, and one there. So there's only 4 on the back of this one. And your thermal paste is also what you need as well. Now this is what I'm using here. It's MX4. It's Arctic. Don't skimp on the thermal paste. Okay, that's the whole reason why you're doing this. So don't skimp on the thermal paste. The cheaper paste will give you a cheaper performance. So you may as well not bother doing it. So if you're going to do it right and get some good stuff. That may not be the top range now, but it certainly works very good for me. This is a pot to put the screws in, okay, so in case you can knock them all. If you drop one, they have springs on them as well, sort of thing, so you could lose them quite easily. So this is the rag I use. Well, not rag, it's just I use this to take the stuff off the surface first, and then I use a lint-free rag afterwards to clean it up really nice. I want to get both surfaces nice and clean and shiny before you do the thermal paste. Okay, so let's get started on it, shall we? Okay, so first let's so let's say you've got your video card there. You turn it over and you're going to have some screws on the back. Okay, so we have 4 on here, so let's get one down out. Let's put it down nicely like that and see how tight these screws are. Not too bad. So we're taking one out, putting it in the pot. There's one. Okay, so we've got all those in there like that. Now there will be a cable running from, oh, there you go. There we go, we're apart. Oh, there seems to be an awful lot of thermal paste on there. There's the two surfaces here, okay. So that's the die, and this is the heatsink. Okay, so here's the cable running here. Now, usually if I can leave the cable on, I will. In this circumstance, I can see it might get in the way, so I'm going to remove the cable there, if I can do it. There we go. So there's the cable removed. And now what we're going to do is start cleaning it off. So I'm taking this here. I'm just going to use this little bit to get the cleanliness off. Okay, so let's get it going here. I'm just going to show you a little bit of the cleaning off. There's a pile of paste on there, look. Pile of paste on that one. So let's see if we can get it off. it's quite dry too, so that's not a good sign. This is going to take quite some time, but it's going to take quite some time. So let's just get some more gear and start cleaning it off nicely. So what you do is you clean it off, take your time about this bit. This is an important bit as well. You really want to make sure that you've got all of it off and it's nice and bright and shiny. So we'll come back once I've cleaned this one off and that one off, and then we'll carry on from there. Okay, so welcome back here, and now we've cleaned both those surfaces off and they're nice and clean, and don't touch them after you clean them off, obviously, because you put grease on, but that's nice and clean now. The die is nice and clean, okay, and we should put the lid back on this because I do like the smell of that, and that's not good. So let's put that over there. Right, now thermal paste is the next stage, and this is my MX4, and there's a few theories on how to put it on. Some people put a sort of a Z on there and sort of spread it out with their finger. I use the P-blob method, which is basically putting a small blob of thermal paste in the middle of the die here, and sort of bringing it up a little bit like a P type thing, and then when you push the two surfaces together and turn it left and right slightly, it'll spread the thermal paste out quite evenly. Okay, you don't need too much, but you do need enough. I have had occasions when I haven't put enough on, and I've had to take it apart again. So put enough on, but not too much. Okay, and it's all basically trial and error. But here we go. We're going to go with the blob effect coming up on here, and I'm going to put it on like this. Bring it up to there. And that should be all right. Okay, some people might say that's too much, but I like to be enough thermal paste. Okay, so now we're going to push this back into the cable, back into here. And this card is quite a difficult card. I've had one of these ones before because there's no real way of lining it up straight away. So here we go. We're going to have to pick it up and sort of visually have a look and see where they are. It's this cable here that's the problem. So once we get that sort of out the way, get those sort of lined up, the screws lined up where they're supposed to go, then turn it around here like so, and they should be lined up quite well. And there we have it there. See, now we got it. Just can't quite seem to catch these screws, but I don't know why that is. We seem to be nowhere near them. Why can't it find the fucking things? Okay. There we go. Okay, the screws have lined up the screws now, and I'm going to sort of slide it left and right slightly to spread them out. Okay, so now those, see, the screws are kind of lined up quite well. Okay, so now we're going to get this, we're going to get our screws. Now we might want to pour this out like this, making sure you've got the spring on the screw. There's a spring on the screws, so you okay, and we put them in like that. And I'll start this one here and just start it, get it in there so it's firm-ish, and then oops, and then bring this one down over here and put that one in until it's sort of snug-ish. Bring this one in. And then bring this one in. Now what I do is I tighten these up diagonally. So if I start here, not fully tighten it, just bring it closer there, and then this one there, and then this one there, and this one there. Now these want to be tight, but not really tight. They want to be snug, really snug, not cranked right up. So you just want to tighten them down like so, just so that they're snug. Okay, and that should be it for replacing the thermal paste. And now what you do is you put that back in the PC and check what temperatures you're getting now on idle, and then run a game, of course. Okay, so thank you for watching, and don't forget to watch my other videos on Mr. Bonk 85. They're not all as boring as this. Some of them are a little bit humorous, I hope. Okay, so thank you much for watching, and goodbye. Cheers.